Hello everybody, and welcome to another bonus episode of the Danville Discussion, a podcast about all things related to Phineas and Ferb and beyond. I'm Caleb Dirksen, and I'm here to talk about an upcoming fanfiction that you may have heard about by looking at my fan art and my DeviantArt journals. And since this is the Danville Discussion, it is of course one based on Phineas and Ferb, and I call it the Battle of the Tri-Kingdom Area. But in case you haven't heard about it, this fanfiction is built on the timeshift storytelling foundation of episodes like Doof Dynasty and Excalibur, in which Phineas, Ferb, and their friends put on a play for everyone in Danville, a play about a fictional historical battle during the 1800s, specifically during the Napoleonic Wars, where the main characters, some other kids and teens, and especially the Fireside Girls represent the American Fireside Empire as they protect the Tri-Kingdom area against the invading Drusselsteinian army, led by the notorious General Frank von Boschafgierig, and all the costumes that the cast are wearing are directly inspired by the Napoleonic Wars, where all the uniforms are heavily inspired by the French and a bit of the Prussian armies for the Drusselsteinians, because, as you may know, I am casually a huge fan of the Napoleonic era, especially the costumes and uniforms. My favorite elements are the headgear, such as shakos, like the one that I'm wearing as I'm filming this if you're watching on YouTube, bearskin caps, and bicorns, as they usually have frilly and fluffy plumes attached. Like, I attached a big panache of ostrich feathers to my shako to make my uniform look as elegant and authentic as possible, and that's the kind of uniform that the vast majority of the soldiers are going to be wearing in this fanfiction. As for the characters themselves, just like those timeshift episodes, almost every character involved in the play will each have a different name associated with that timeline. Like Phineas is Finnegan, Ferb is Ferbert, Candace is Empress Candelore, and Isabella is Isabel. Of course, the writing is still in progress, but I've got some chapters done and ready to put out to the public, which is very exciting! I've also put together a fan-made trailer showing my vision of what it would be like if it were an official trailer, and I'd love to present it to you now. If you love their timeshift adventures,
Advance!
If you love their reenactment of the Trojan War, if you love their battle against the Imperial aliens of Fiblaut, then brace yourself for a new adventure in history, and most of all, prepare to... When the Drusselsteinians attack, we will bring an end to those Fireside soldiers. The Fireside Empire will fight back for their country.
We'll annihilate that monster!
In a musical play of their own. This fall, attack! Get ready to march with the bravest, strongest, and most adorable army in the Tri-Kingdom area. The Battle of the Tri-Kingdom Area, coming soon. And that's the trailer. Now, let's go behind the scenes of this trailer. This whole trailer has no real animation in it whatsoever, though I would love to do an animation collab project for this. It's all a bunch of placeholders based on how I would see the trailer in real life. The vast majority of it is fan art that I made for this fanfiction over the years, with a few clips from the 1970 Napoleonic War film Waterloo with explosions and cannons firing, as well as a couple reused clips from Phineas and Ferb and Milo Murphy's Law, one of them being edited to make some of the Fireside Girls look like they're wearing shakos to represent their roles in the story. There's also a painting of Prussian cavalrymen during the Napoleonic Wars, which I used to represent the Drusselsteinian soldiers. I have yet to actually reveal what they all look like in uniform. As for the sound clips in the trailer, the sound effects are mostly stock sound effects from Final Cut Pro or Hanna-Barbera, such as the cannons firing. And I even selected some voice clips for Isabel and Candelore to make it sound like they're saying new lines for this trailer, since, like, we all live in an age where AI is dominating the environment, where AI voices can replicate the actual voices of different people or characters, and this voice clip mashup and editing, that would be better than using AI to replicate the characters' original voices. Another thing, I'm hoping that I can collaborate with other people to bring this fan fiction to life as an audiobook episode for this podcast, as long as I have the right people who can do good impersonations of the characters. However, I think that would be only possible with the financial support I get on Patreon. As for my voice, it is present in this trailer obviously, as I did the voices for the narration of the trailer and General Bolshafgirig. For the trailer narrator voice I used, I tried my hardest to make it sound reminiscent of the late Mark Elliott, since I grew up watching a lot of Disney VHSs and DVDs, and many of the trailers and bumpers I saw prominently featured Mark Elliott in the voiceovers.
And now, our feature presentation.
And I think I did pretty good, though. You guys can let me know what you think of that impression down in the YouTube comments. As for General Bolshafgirig, the voice that I tried to do for him is a blend of late British actors Tony Jay and Paxton Whitehead, which the latter is based on his voice for King Salazar in the Animaniacs movie Wacko's Wish.
Stop them! Fire! 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 Yes!
It is a little more Tony Jay when he says, "We'll bring an end to those fireside soldiers," as probably my favorite voice role from Tony Jay is Judge Claude Frollo from Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Like, he really emphasizes how menacing and evil Frollo can be in that movie, and that's why I would consider him one of Disney's greatest villains.
I know you helped her escape, but I know all Paris is burning because of you.
And with that shot of the cannons being blasted, like right here, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm also doing some key art associated with each chapter to visually show what's going on in each chapter, which means you get to see what the characters look like, all the battles they act out, all the effects like the muskets and cannons firing, and the flowy objects blowing around. You name it, it'll be visually represented as you read each chapter. It'll also come with some lyrics whenever there's a song, and a fan-made soundtrack that I'll put on my Google Drive so that you can listen to how it was intended to be while reading. A musical, which might even come with a new rendition of This Is Our Battle song from Candace Against the Universe. And the best part is, as you may have seen at the end of the trailer, the first chapter will be officially available on Patreon to paid members of the $10 a month level and up on Friday, September 27th, so if you pledge $10 or more, you'll get access to Chapter 1 of this fanfiction before it goes live to the public on DeviantArt a week later on Friday, October 4th, and new chapters afterwards will be coming out during the first week of every month until it is finished. So I cannot wait for you guys to see it for yourself, and I hope you'll have as much fun reading it as I've had fun making it. But that's not all. If you're watching this on YouTube, I've got one more thing to reveal, and that is the poster for the fanfiction. And here it is. Now, this poster represents everything that's gonna be happening in the events during the play, where it shows the conflict between the Fireside Empire and the Drusselsteinian army on the top and bottom, and features all the key characters in the main event of the fanfiction, as well as their relationships with one another, to really capture the spirit of the story. On the top, we've got General Bolshafgirig and Dr. Doofenshmirtz, who plays Commander Heinrich Doofenshmirtz in this. On the left side, representing representing the dark side. And then on the right, there's Empress Candelore, played by Candace, and Prince Jeremiah, played by Jeremy, who both represent the light side, alongside the Fireside soldiers at the bottom. From behind, all the infantry soldiers are standing tall and determined with their muskets, and Katie plays the role of Catherine, the flag bearer who is holding the American flag, representing their regiment. And in front of them, we have the main heroes of the story, General Finnegan, Ferbert, who is a drummer, Captain Isabel, Lady Jill, played by my Phineas and Ferb OC, Jillian McAllister, and Django, who is also a drummer, as well as two cannons helmed by characters such as Holland, played by Holly, and Millicent, played by Millie. And of course, the fife and drum corps that will be playing some patriotic music as they're marching to battle, including Greta, played by Gretchen, who is going to be one of the drummers. And on the corner, we've got Perry the Platypus, who is going to play the role of Corporal P and carry out his usual secret agent side of the story as he investigates what the Drusselsteinians are up to by going back in time to 1807, taking him to the actual events represented by the play. And it's all placed in front of a gloomy sky due to the ongoing war, with a beautiful grassy landscape texture. And the logo combines the 3D logo of Phineas and Ferb seen in the logo for Candace Against the Universe with this bold, rich, royal title, The Battle of the Tri-Kingdom Area. And it's going to be everywhere, from the cover of the book to the artwork of the soundtrack album. So that's my update on the Battle of the Tri-Kingdom Area. I hope you all like what you saw here, and again, if you want to be the first to see what's in store for the Battle of the Tri-Kingdom Area, then all you have to do is pledge $10 or more at patreon.com/Caleb Dirksen in order to read the first chapter on September 27th. Otherwise, it'll be available on DeviantArt on October 4th. And let me know in the comments what you think of these reveals. And that's going to be it, so I would like to thank you for watching and listening to this extra bonus episode of the Danville discussion. I'll be back next time for my actual review of Hamster and Gretel, Season 1, Episode 10, UFO. Until then, take care of yourselves and enjoy the rest of your day. Okay, drummers, give me a beat.
Forward march!
Up, 2, 3, 4. Up, 2, 3, 4. This is Caleb, over and out. This podcast was created strictly and only for entertainment and information purposes. It is not endorsed by the Walt Disney Company, Disney Television Animation, or their affiliates. All and any names, images, clips, sounds, or other items related to Phineas and Ferb, Milo Murphy's Law, Hamster and Gretel, and other Disney properties are trademarks and or copyrights of their respective holders. All original content from this podcast is the intellectual property of the Danville discussion and the host or hosts running the podcast unless otherwise noted.